Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. Today we're taking a look at the 2023 Subaru Impreza Hatchback. Now this is the touring model, which is one step above our entry-level convenience here in Canada. And in Canada, you can only get the Impreza as a hatchback now. So they have done away with the sedan. This is actually going to be the last 2023 that we see. I already have 2024s coming, and they're not that far away. This is in the crystal white pearl, LED fog lights, halogen headlights, and it is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine producing 152 horsepower. You get incredible fuel efficiency with these. Just like with the Crosstreks with the 2-liter, you get great power. I know that some people think that 152 horsepower is not a lot. For some people, it's more than adequate. For others, you're going to want something a little bit more. But that's all to personal preference and driving habits. Got 16-inch wheels. I don't know if you could maybe fit a 15 on here. There's not a lot of room. I haven't had any of my customers try. It would really depend on the offset. But 16's still a good selection of tire and a very affordable tire. Shark fin antenna is body colored. And at the rear, to open the hatch, right between these two stars here, there's a little rubber switch at the bottom. It's just right there. Click and it unlocks. Backup camera's there if you need to clean it. And as you'd expect with a hatchback, there's a ton of room. Nice, wide, tall, and deep amount of storage. Privacy cover is standard on the touring model and up in the 23 model year. Third seatbelt runs through here, through this clip that I get asked about all the time, and then it connects in 2 different places. So you end up with a 3-point harness. We've got grocery bag hooks and cargo net hooks in the corners. So you hook the loop of your grocery bag around it, and then your groceries don't go tumbling everywhere when you take corners. Halogen light for the cargo, you can turn it off or you can have it set to door, so that will close when I close the rear hatch. Underneath here, spare tire, eye bolt for recovery. You've got all your jacks and all of the attachments you need. Change your tire. And then if you need additional storage, we've got the little toggles on either side. Then you just push it forward. Now there is a little bit of an angle here, but it is essentially, for all intents and purposes, flat. So you can actually fit quite a bit of stuff in here. You actually have 0.5 of a liter more storage in the back of an Impreza than you do a Crosstrek. And that's to do with the wheel wells not kicking in as much as the Crosstrek ones do. Up top, if you're gonna be putting a roof rack on, we've got these little doors. Hard to get the camera to focus on it, but there's a door here and you flip it up with something like a flathead screwdriver, and we have another one here. So, and then of course one's on the corresponding side. So they actually bolt to the chassis of the car. So much more secure than the old style ones that would just grip here. I've had a couple people tell me that they had them rip off in windstorms and stuff when they were carrying stuff. Much more unlikely to happen when you've got this style. On the back of the seats, we have the tethers if you're putting child seats in the rear. We do have the anchors here, and they're just hidden. But that's a very, very secure way to put a child seat in. Good amount of space, good headroom, good leg room. It is the dark gray / black cloth interior in the touring. We've got a fold down armrest with integrated cup holders if there's only 1 or 2 passengers. You can see what I was talking about with the 3-point harness. Everyone gets one. On the back of the front passenger seat, there is a map back pocket for storage. We have bottle holders in storage, power window. We've got faux carbon fiber trim. It is plastic. This is soft touch, this is cloth, this is soft touch leather, vinyl, however you want to call it. Child lock. That means they can't open it from inside. That's regular door operation. Crafted in Indiana. So the Impreza is built in Indiana for the 2023 model year. Looks like the 2024s are going to be built in Japan because we have one on a ship coming to us right now, which is pretty cool. Now, with it being a proximity key, an intelligent key, we have these lines. And so long as the key is within 46 inches of the vehicle, and by key I mean the fob, there is actually a key inside of it, if you need to, for that. To lock it, all I would do It's gonna beep at us because it won't lock because the vehicle's running. And then to unlock, you just put your hand in the handle. Front driver door card. Again, soft touch, window lock, power windows for all 4 windows, power locks, mirrors, carbon fiber trim. You have a little bit more storage here, same size bottle holder. The seat is the same dark gray / black cloth upholstery. There is good headroom in these cars. Taller people fit without issue. Adjustable headrest, so you can control the level of tilt that you'd like. And the seat is height adjustable just based off of a pump system, so you pump it up to raise it, push it down to lower it. Fuel door release is on the floor on these ones, and of course, just like all Subarus, it's on the passenger side, the fuel door is. Right here, we have the ability to turn off traction control. We have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, and then that carbon fiber trim continues throughout the cab. So on the inside here, left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls and the music, switch from AM to FM to CD, satellite, switch between presets. Info will change our small screen up there that I'll talk about here in a second. These arrows here will change our small center display. It gives us a bunch of different info depending on what we want to look at. I find that most people like the digital speedometer, and I do personally like the digital speedometer myself. Right-hand side, we have our adaptive cruise control and our lane centering. Both of those use these 2-color stereo eyesight cameras, Subaru safety system, that they've mounted behind the windshield for protection. These are expensive to replace. This is significantly less expensive. But they're looking for vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, road lines, and that helps you with the adaptive cruise, the lane centering, automatic emergency braking, all of that. So when I turn on the cruise, I get an image of the Impreza, and there's 4 bars ahead of it all the way down to 1. That's the follow distance. The bars are the follow distance. It's a ratio. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you, which is a decent amount for following. I can follow closer, decrease the follow distance by pressing the down arrow. I can increase it by pressing the up arrow. Lane centering, press it. It's on, it's off, it's on. Now when I turn it on, you'll notice there's 2 little gray lines that kind of illuminate. When the cameras can see the road lines above 60K an hour, it'll illuminate whichever side it can see. And then it will actually give you gentle steering input to keep you in the middle of your lane. Easy to overpower if you had to dodge a vehicle or something, a pedestrian, an animal, but it is a very, very handy system. It's great for a long drive. Second half of a day of driving, it's amazing. Intelligent and sport drive mode. So it defaults to intelligent for every day. Sport means you go faster sooner. Sharp yellow line, slightly less sharp blue line. Sport, intelligent. And then heated steering wheel. Faint orange light means it's on. Does not heat between the seam. Just kind of where you're supposed to keep your hand, dead spot there, and then back up there. And it gets absolutely cooking. Up top here, little information display. You can cycle through with the info button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Gives you a bunch of different information, what safety tech's on, the off-road screen, gauges, weather, which is part of your 3-month satellite radio trial, what you're listening to, fuel economy, which of course shows that we're getting terrible fuel economy because that's idle time as well. But lots of different screens to go through. It's also our climate control displays. So low is 18, tops out at 32, freezing to tropical. I'm gonna turn that back down because it is rather hot out early this morning. Fan strength, you can see where your airflow is being directed. And I'll show you where those climate controls are adjusted here in a second. And then of course you always have your clock and your thermometer. Below that, we have our 6.2 inch display. It is all touch, but we have physical buttons down here. Got radio, got a home button on the screen, access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. You get a 3-year trial to that, and that allows you to remote start the vehicle or lock, unlock, change a bunch of things from your phone or tablet or desktop, laptop. Apps, we've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, SXM Travel Link. You got a 3-month trial of the satellite radio. Subaru Starlink is going to be essentially erased. Subaru's not supporting that anymore, so don't worry about that. That's replaced with the My Subaru Connected Services, and that's really the one that does a lot of stuff. As soon as you put the car in reverse, backup camera pops up. It does show you the top of the bumper, so you have something to relate to. And when you turn the wheel, it shows you where you're going to end up if you keep your wheel turned that way. Those orange lines move. Green is good, yellow's close, red's about as close as you want to get while still being able to open the rear hatch. That's essentially it. Still have a CD player. I know. Climate controls are adjusted from here. Temperature, fan strength, direction of airflow. Turn on your heated mirrors, back window, and area of the windshield where your wipers sit. We've got AC and we have max AC. AC is not the traditional stuff that everyone thinks about. This is going to move moisture around the cabin. So if it's hot, if it's cold out, and you hop in and you've got the temperature set to 32 and you're trying to heat it up real quick, if AC comes on, it's because there's humidity and it's moving it around so you don't fog up. Max AC, that's the cold stuff. Automatically turns up the fan and changes it to just forward-facing vents. Below that, we have 2 USBs, an aux, and a 12-volt. It is an automatic CVT. I'm in drive right now. I can pull it towards myself into manual mode, and then I have the paddle, upshift and downshift. Heated seats, high and low for both the driver and passenger. A manual handbrake. And then I have cup holders and an armrest, and in the armrest there is a 12-volt outlet, and you have a place to run your cord so you don't crush it when the armrest is down and you're resting on it, which is very, very handy. Up top here, we have lane sway. So this is going to beep at you if you start crossing lines without signaling, and that, again, these 2 cameras are looking at those road lines. And then automatic emergency braking. So that's designed to stop you from hitting pedestrians, cyclists, other vehicles. I have had someone tell me it stopped them from hitting a moose. So that's pretty cool. And it saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. SOS and roadside. You'll get a little green light when the system is enabled, and that's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. Map lights. We have, I guess, sunglass storage. You hook the arms of your sunglasses through here. Of course, it's a lot easier to do two-handed. And then mirror, and we actually have a sun visor extender, and you have that on both sides. So that is a quick look at the 2023 Subaru Impreza hatchback touring in the crystal white pearl with the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. If you guys have any questions about this Impreza, any of the vehicles in our lineup, any of the tech, please put them in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions or make you guys new videos covering things. If you're in the northern British Columbia area, you're looking for a car, please reach out to me either in the comments or send me an email. That is in the about area of my Facebook or my YouTube channel. Again, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. Talk to you guys soon.